I'm shooting a follow-up video of that Fatwood find video I made. I've got the big piece right here. It's amazing how heavy that is, and the rest of the stump just broke apart. And here's some of the other pieces that actually came out of that same tree that was with that big piece when I broke it loose. Here's one of the other stumps in the video that I broke apart, and I pulled this one up out of the ground where the whole stump itself was rotted away. This one was buried in the ground. And this chunk right here is one of the branches that were sticking up out of an old rotted out log. And like I said, those logs have been there 40, 50 years. They were there when I was a kid laying on that ground. Of course, they weren't as rotted where you could just break them apart with your feet, but so I'm not sure how long ago those were actually cut down. But I'll put a link on that video on this one so you can see how much Fatwood you can find in an area in the forest that was logged many, many years ago. Because once that tree's cut down, it doesn't stop. All the pine resin that's in the roots and everything kind of goes into the stump. Like I said, watch that other video and you'll see that whole, that one stump, that whole half of that thing is like a solid chunk of Fatwood. Crazy amazing how much is there. So let's go ahead and we'll start us a little fire with some of this. These little pieces all came off of this one right here. As you can see at the top of this, you can see all that pine resin right here. And it just, over the years, it just kept leaking out and just kept coming up. We'll go ahead and shave a little bit off of one of these pieces. That's a nice little rich vein right there. So we'll scrape right off of that right there. And we'll see what we can get. So as you can see in a survival situation, if you know what to look for, you can find some stuff that will help you. And this is a Coughlin's fire steel. I bought this one off of Amazon, and you get a 5-pack or a 3-pack. You can get 10 packs, and they're cheap. They're like $1 a piece. What I like about them, they're really good for scraping Fatwood. Let's go ahead and scrape a little bit off, and we'll check this out. You can see some of this wood right here breaks off because that's where it was lined with the rotted wood. But inside of that is where that big chunk was, and this is off of that big chunk. This is some of the veins that were standing right beside it. Look how big that vein is getting once I'm getting that dry dead stuff off the top. I mean, that is nothing but a nice little chunk of Fatwood right here. You can imagine what it looks like inside of that big piece. Because it's Fatwood, you can see all the way around the outside of that. And that's where these broke off of. Let's see what we can get going on here. Oh, this is very, very dark. Look at this. Very dark and very packed full of resin. Alright, let's go ahead and get a spark on this thing and see how quick it starts up. Like I said, you can tell, look how dark that is. That is full of resin. Look at that. That is extremely rich. You can get one of the little sticks of it. I mean, if you look at that, you can see how dark that is. Stick that in the flame, and it's going to catch on fire. That's how much resin is in that. Anyway, watch the other video. You'll see how I found it all. And look at the resin boiling out of there. Pretty good stuff. That's why if you're ever up in the forest, especially a pine forest, carry one of these. And definitely one of these. You can get lightweight ones with short little handles, which will help you cut up a branch and dig out some fatwood to get a fire going. Think safety, think survival. Y'all have a good one. Bye.